Welcome to your reading. I'm going to start with Oracle card today. For some reason I feel pulled, so you can settle in. I'm just going to prepare this. So I got Heart Chakra, Unfurling Back to Love. I'm just going to read it out of the book. This is by Izzy Ivy, Beyond Lemuria. They're really beautiful cards. I'm going to hold it up. Heart Chakra, Unfurling Back to Love. 36. Okay. So this is about love for oneself and others, relationships, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, connection, receptivity, acceptance, and generosity. This chakra card represents love in its many forms. It reminds you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in the universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. I want to read that again. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in the universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. Love heals, God is love. This is the force that will change the world. So it says restore, to restore, I guess, your heart chakra if it's taken a few hits. It says count everything in your life that you are grateful for. Think of all those you love and how that wonderful feeling radiates from your heart. Consider those you can forgive and extend that feeling out to them. Remember, we all just want to be loved and accepted, but insecurities and triggers can cause behaviors that move us away from this place. Have compassion, know that others may be in their own suffering. Expand your awareness and heart-centered radiance for all beings on the planet. Encapsulate Earth in loving compassion. Of course, you don't have to do this. It's just advice or a way you can restore if you know your heart chakra has been taking hits or has taken a few hits that you're still dealing with. Bask in the blissful feeling of the planet in all of its perfect balance, loving you back. So the themes are going to be relationships and relating, connection to yourself and others, the language of love. The healing position is over the heart, and the color wash is a soft emerald green, so you can use that in meditation if you want to. That's also a way you can restore, the heartstrings. So that's the card. I'm going to go in with tarot now, and we'll just see what else comes through. Dude, I'm sweating my ass off. It's supposed to be on. Okay. Show me the truth and nothing but the truth. So I got the Chariot, 8 of Cups in reverse, Temperance again it came through last reading. The Lovers, upright, I want one more. And the Knight of Cups. Okay. The only thing that's standing out, the message is pretty clear. What is standing out to me is the 8 of Cups in reverse, because that speaks of disappointments as well in connection with the heart chakra that came through as the topic. It looks like you are processing or still in progress of, integrating or processing disappointments that have affected your heart. So I don't know, death by heartbreak is a real thing. If you have suffered from heartbreak, you can and oftentimes will have physical symptoms. It can have a big effect on your whole nervous system and the way you approach relationships, the way you approach connections. So I'm just getting a sense that this is more information that if this reading comes across your feed and you do resonate with it, or you do feel like pulled and drawn to it, that if you have been having like sort of pains or even like old emotions flare up, that's the reason why. Because you're still processing, and this can be stuff from ages ago, you know, like especially when it comes to emotions, there's not really linear, like it doesn't matter when it happened. If you weren't able to integrate it, or you still, like for example, grief is such a complex emotion. For some reason I'm thinking of that, because anyone who has or is grieving knows that this comes in waves. So you can feel fine, and then out of the blue it can just knock the wind out of your breath or lungs. So it's just as well, I'm getting a sense that, you know, these things do take time, and often, or sometimes you talk to people and they might not understand it, or they think like you're meant to get over it, or you should be over it by now. But that's why temperance is squeezed at the top, because this is like happening in your own time. Nobody can dictate for that for you. And with the Chariot as well, we have temperance, the Chariot underneath, and the Knight of Cups on the side. So the message I'm getting is that when you do feel open, or you do feel like your heart is opening and expanding, and you suddenly feel like you can connect at a level that you may have not been able to before, because it was still congested and closed with these past emotions and disappointments that apparently you're still processing, but it's like everything is happening simultaneously in this spread. So this could look like days where you feel like you open, you can connect, and then other days where it may feel overwhelming and you just still like it triggers you, or it brings up exactly these old emotions that you may have thought, or others may be telling you you should be, you know, over this by now. But again, the main like big message is that nobody can dictate that for you. Even you can't dictate it for yourself. Like you can't command that to your heart, basically. You can't tell yourself to be over something when your heart, you know, may take longer. So I am seeing like the Lovers is like the next, I guess, natural organic step for you, meaning that it is looking like a straight trajectory to you opening up and being able to connect at a level that, again, you were not able to, because it looks like your heart was really congested. I do have the Eight of Wands here as well, so that can speak of, you know, you accomplishing goals that can also speak to you at a heart level. Like this can be just anything that warms your heart. It can be the simplest things, you know, it can be you walking and coming across a cat or like a pet and you petting that, or you like interacting with the animal and you feel like a surge of warmth, or it can come from interactions with people, you know, just like this feels it feels like simple occurrences that you're going to start registering as like, wow, this is doing something. It kind of feels like the heart space is coming back online. Like the more I tap into this energy, and also with the Oracle card, it feels like you may have been closed off, which again is common, you know, when you've been hurt. It's common that you also kind of become a bit icy, or you become a bit cold or numb. So when it's like, when your heart starts thawing and it starts like integrating certain experiences, and this is where I'm hearing you may never be fully healed, whatever you consider as healed. Like as well with the grieving that we were referencing, you may lifelong, you know, have have pain suddenly come up, or like there's the complexity of grieving, that it can just hit you like years later. But also it shows your capacity for love, you know, it shows how much you still love a person, whether they're here in physical form or they've passed away. So the grieving I'm hearing is actually part of you also honoring that connection, and that it meant something to you, that it didn't just leave you cold. So it feels, I don't know if heavy is the right word, but like heart chakra openings, especially after periods where it's been closed, can feel really intense and even like a bit uncomfortable, because you will feel it on a physical level. It won't just be energetic, like you can literally feel things happening on a physical, like your body will react in ways that may be a bit unsettling at first, or you just need to sit with it, and you need to trust that your body does know what it is doing. Of course, get things checked if you feel something is off, but sometimes even when you get checkups and everything comes out fine, there are like metaphysical and energetic occurrences that are affecting you on a physical level, and it's just as well for you to not freak out and spaz out, because it can feel really unsettling, especially if you don't know what's going on and you don't have like a real explanation, because the medicine system can't explain it because all the tests are coming out fine. So just know we talk about this often on Patreon as well, like the triad, the mind, body, spirit triad, and how everything works in synergy. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to head over on Patreon. We have a whole library of readings over there that are timeless, meaning you basically have pocket book guidance, like you have guidance at your will. You can just join Patreon and just see what reading you feel drawn to, and you just have guidance at any given time that you need it. So yeah, it's pretty rad how that works out, or how that is set up. So that's something that I do offer, and it's all linked below. As well with one-on-one sessions, like when you do feel like there's a lot that is congested, even because for some reason it just feels tight, like the 8 of Cups, because this really stood out to me, that like if you are processing basically closed off, suppressed, repressed emotions that have just been, and they suddenly come online, and there's this period of you feeling it really intensely and it being even uncomfortable, and you kind of being forced to just have to sit with it, because you can't numb it away, because that won't do anything, and you just have to kind of move through the discomfort and again trust that your body knows what it is doing. That can, I'm just getting a sense to reassure you, like I'm getting a sense to reassure you, and that you do have options. Like let's say you've got the medical side checked and you want a facilitator to look at it from the angle of like energetics. I'm here for that. You know that by now. So that's also linked below. We can do a one-on-one session. I'm going to pull a few more cards because I actually want a bit more on the lovers here. 6 of Cups. Yeah, that's also an energy of revisiting like old connections, or like this as well has been an energy that's come through on Patreon, where I was reading for the collective that there was like, I guess, old energies, or like energies in old bodies coming up again in new bodies. So it can feel like a familiar energy, but it will be a whole new person. And that also serves, has its purpose, especially if you're meant to, or it's been pre-planned that you meet certain people, that they can exactly like act as a catalyst and as a trigger, also in conjunction or in connection to your heart space, because some will trigger and may even somewhat dig up certain wounds that you may have forgotten are still around. And this is as well where the 8 of Cups in reverse and comes up, where you may meet someone is somewhat like cathartic, I think both words mean something. So sort of purge then can happen. So purges can come through as literal like physical purges where it moves through your body, or emotional purges where you just end up bawling your eyes out. So I'm pretty sure anyone that's like this reading is for, it's not, you must have experienced that before. But that as well is like, it's a good thing that happens. It's good if you can let that pass through you, because that is cleansing and that will ultimately make you feel better. So don't suppress that. If you can, really, just give yourself, like, just bawl your eyes out if you need to. It's healthy. I said I want the lovers clarified. Yeah, I feel really congested, like, or just like tightness in chest. And we have the Queen of Cups clarifying that. So this is just sort of, it just feels like, I wanna say a version of you coming online that you may have not met in a while. It kind of feels like, oh, I remember her or him, like I remember this version of me, but I haven't, like she hasn't been here, she or he hasn't been here. Kind of like reconnecting with a part of yourself that again you may have just iced out, or you just thought this part is what got me in trouble, like this is the part of me that got me into heartbreak and really disappointing situations, so better not give it so much space to roam, him or her, depending who you are. So it just feels like a version coming back online, and this is as well in conjunction with the heart chakra. So this could be like a version of you that is very compassionate, or with the like empathy that I already picked up on with the animals. That's also a clear sign that you're receiving upgrades, or your heart chakra is opening, is when you feel like really connected suddenly to animals. Or for some it's also babies, or babies feel connected to your children, because they pick up on this really easily. But again, it doesn't only have to be babies and animals, it can literally also be you connecting with people, but like connecting at a level that you're not used to, or you haven't been used to in a while, because that's what it's coming down to in this exact. It's just like a mini spread next to the main spread, and it definitely is like, with the Five of Wands in reverse, it feels like laying down certain burdens as well, and that came through in the oracle card of like, maybe this version can come back online because you have been able to forgive certain things or certain people, and it's like she or he, this version feels safe to come back online because it's not hyper vigilantly like looking for threats, or it's not feeling under attack. So this is quite big. Like this feels like a breakthrough. So I'm hearing, give yourself grace if you are moving through like physical purges or these emotional purges, like on whatever level they are occurring. Give yourself grace, like drink enough water, allow yourself to rest when you need to, like don't feel like you need to plow through it, because this is like a very tender time. It feels very tender. It is ultimately, what was this sentence about your desires? I'm just going to read that again because I feel like that was significant. 37. Universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. So if it's a universal desire, this means every single living being has this desire, whether you're going to admit it to yourself or not. Love heals, God is love, this is the force that will change the world. And we have, I don't know how many songs written about this, so maybe someone has curated a playlist or something about this, so it would be actually really rad. So if anyone has that, maybe comment it or link it below. I feel like this is the end. I don't think like I need to pull more cards. And it's been kind of difficult talking. Like the chest is really like, it feels really constricted. So hopefully that resolves. Sometime you really do just need to sit, like let waves pass you by, and suddenly you feel better. There's been a message as well that I've been getting more as a download, that like some feelings or some state of beings really are temporary, even if in the moment it feels like nothing's going to change or you're going to feel this way forever. It can really help to either, I guess, pray or just find some relief in knowing that, again, I feel the need to say that your body's really intelligent. It knows how to deal with more things than you may be aware of, because we oftentimes like try controlling processes that we are going through, or like trying to find explanations, which is also very understandable, because if you have an explanation, you're more likely that you can relax and just let it happen. So if you are scanning for, or you just don't have certain answers, please really feel free to check out my services. We have different angles we can go at it. We can do the tarot readings, we can do the energy work. That's literally what it's there for. So yeah, I think we're at the end. Thank you for being here, and I will be back very soon. Bye.